3 weeks ago, South Korea's very own space rocket Nuri successfully made it into orbit in its first ever actual mission. It carried 8 small satellites. Let's take a look at where the rocket is and what it's up to with Dr. Kang Sung-ju this morning. Great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
South Korea's Nuri rocket has launched 8 satellites into orbit. Now, how many of them have we contacted and are staying in touch?
The Nuri successfully reached the target orbit of 550 kilometers, the orbit used for these satellites, and placed the satellite at a speed of 7.6 kilometers per second. Unfortunately, one of the SNIPE out of 4 made by the Korean Astronomy of Space Science and Institute failed to eject, leaving a total of 7 satellites in orbit. 6 out of 7 ejected satellites, including the next satellite 2, were able to receive the signal. However, the Just Cube satellite has not yet received the signal, but because to the nature of the Cube satellite, it is possible that it will be communicated after a long period of the time.
Now, then the question is, how long is that long period of time are we talking about?
Possibly could be like 4 months, more than a month. Could be like any time, but like we can wait until like at least 3 months by 3 months.
So we can be patient at the moment because it's only been 3 weeks, right?
Right.
Then South Korean authorities now have confirmed that the main satellite, like you mentioned, the next satellite 2, is operating well and nice and safely. It circles the Earth 15 times per day, I hear. Now, what has it accomplished so far and what is its mission?
The next satellite number 2, which was the principal satellite of the Nuri's third launch, was safely ejected from the Nuri and is now undertaking preparatory work and trial testing for full observation. The satellite won't be able to execute its mission immediately, but after 1 month detailed inspection of the main body. All observation instruments will be tested about 3 months after launch. Then the observation mission will begin since then. So the next satellite number 2 will be able to observe the Earth regardless of the weather, and it will use a cosmic radiation instrument called LEODOS to observe how cosmic radiation can affect the human body. The mission will be to observe change in cosmic radiation due to the solar activity and its effects on the Earth as well. So main goal for this next satellite 2 is the observing the Earth and as well as the cosmic radiation.
Right, so observing the Earth will be its main mission. Now, in the meantime, South Korea's first lunar probe, Nuri, is reportedly able to operate for 2 more years. That's until 2025. Doctor, how is it possible? I mean, this must be a good news, right?
Yes, this is of course good news. The Nuri's mission has been extended from the end of the 2024 to the end of the 2025, according to the Ministry of the Science and ICT of Korea. This is because based on the proper estimates, Nuri used less fuel on its route to the lunar orbit. Actually, Nuri takes like not the direct route, but use the bullet orbit, WKB orbit, and it can save the fuel. So Nuri used less fuel on its route to the lunar orbit. While the mission may have lasted 1 year, the team analyzed the amount of the fuel remaining right now, and they decided that the mission could be extended for another year. Nuri took with about 260 kilograms of the fuel, and when she arrived in the lunar orbit, the remaining fuel was 86 kilograms, which was 29 kilograms higher than the projected amount of the fuel. Given that Nuri consumes approximately 28 kilograms of the fuel each year, it is projected that it will be operate until 2025, which is 1 year extended from the 2024, and collect significantly more data for Korea's lunar study.
That's amazing. Then, was it intentional that, did we know that Danuri would be able to save that much fuel?
No, actually not, because the space exploration mission always could be very conservative, because everything can be happen during the load. So they measure the energy fuel as a conservative, but every single process has been flowed successfully, and she was able to save more fuel than we expected. So we have more fuel, then we can run more observation.
That's cool. Cost effective at the same time now, thanks
Right.
to our very own Danuri. All right, Dr. Kang Sung-ju, thank you so much for your insight this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.